What's up, guys? My name is Roberto, and I help spiritually minded entrepreneurs take authority over their health and wealth by helping them activate their most powerful asset, which is their mind. And in this series, we're talking about how to get an idea into its physical form, which would be it could be a book, it could be a vlog, it could be a YouTube channel, it could be a business idea, whatever it is. I mean, the principles that we'll talk about in this channel and in this series specifically will apply to each one of those things. It doesn't really matter what you want to do. Because, and also, the things that I talk about in here are things that I have personally done, are things that have personally worked for me. That doesn't mean that this is the exact playbook that is going to work for you. However, if you do apply the things that I'm telling you, I believe that you will absolutely get results. So in the first part of this video, we said that you cannot succeed no matter what it is that you want to do if you have a scarcity or a poverty mindset. Because if you do, it doesn't matter what you do, you're always going to sabotage yourself because you either are not going to think or believe that you are good enough for it. You're not going to think that your product or the thing that you're doing is good enough for you to charge a more premium price, because for the same thing that you don't feel like you have enough to give. And that comes from self-worth. And a lot of that also stems from that scarcity and that poverty mentality. So that's the thing, the first thing that we focused on the first video. And there's so much that we could talk about in that video. I just want to give you guys bite sizes that you can take and you can execute. Obviously, if you want more help, you want more accountability and some more hand-holding, you're welcome to check out our coaching program that we have. So you get an idea of something that you want to do. Once you begin to realize that there's some type of scarcity or poverty mentality, you begin to get rid of it through abundance and prosperity consciousness. Now, I'm not just saying that you're going around saying, I believe in prosperity, I believe in prosperity, I believe in prosperity. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to subconsciously believe and know that that is what you believe. And the way that you know is that whenever whatever your thoughts default to, when you're going through something, that is the subconscious thought that you have. So we have a mind, we have a subconscious mind, and we have a conscious mind. Within our subconscious mind is what we know. Like the things that we have been taught from the moment we were little. It's in our subconscious mind. So anything that is rooted is going to be in your subconscious mind. So you may consciously say, I want to be wealthy. But in your subconscious mind, you think money is bad. And any person that has money is greedy and they don't have anything good in them. So you are subconsciously going to deter money from you because you have that subconscious thought in your mind. And no matter what idea or what business you do, you cannot succeed if you don't get rid of that. So that is the first thing. You have to identify those things and get rid of it. Okay, so just basically giving you a summary of what we talked about in the first video. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It should be somewhere in this channel, part 1. So for this second part, the second one is you have to begin to execute. Just because you said that you wanted to start a company does not mean that you're about to start the company. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Whenever people say, I want to start a company or I want to do this, they think that you are literally going to open up the doors tomorrow and start making money. That's not the case. There is research and education and certain things that you have to do before you even get there. Okay? So the first thing that you have to do is research. Okay? If you want to start a restaurant, or if you want to start a coffee shop, me and my wife, we own a little coffee shop. So if you want to do something like that, that doesn't mean that you're going to open up the doors tomorrow. You're going to have to research, what does the market look like for coffee shops in your area? Do you want to open up the coffee shop in your area? Do you want to serve anything else other than coffee? What would it look like? What are some of the steps that other people have taken that open up a coffee shop, right? So the first thing you have to do is research. You want to start a book? Look up other people that have written about the things that you have a conviction about and look what they did. Maybe read their biography or read what they did to start out. How did they prepare for it? Right? So the first thing that you have to do is start researching what has somebody done that's in my field already. And that doesn't mean that you're going to follow the same playbook they did, but you have to begin to every day treat it like it's part of your dream. It's part of your idea. Part of it is research. You have to research. It's kind of like going to school, right? We put all those years that we go to school, but then we think that we're going to open up a business tomorrow and be a multimillionaire next week. It doesn't work that way. You have to educate yourself. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. And as a matter of fact, the right applied knowledge is power. Just any kind of knowledge is not power, okay? If that's the case, there's a lot of people that know a lot of stuff. You have to have the right knowledge, and then you have to apply that knowledge, and then you have to have the understanding and the wisdom to know how to walk that knowledge out in your life. It's not just about knowledge. It's about applying it in your life. A lot of people boast about reading 52 books a year, but did you retain any of it? That's the point. One of my mentors, Bob Proctor, read the same book for over 60 years. The same book. And that book, he was still learning something new every day. It's kind of like the Bible. When I read the Bible, I may have read that same thing hundreds of times. But at one point, something stands out that's completely different. I've never seen it before. Because it went from being there consciously to being in my subconscious mind. So you have to research. Because here's the thing. Once you do your research, you're going to begin to know what you need to do in order to begin to start your idea. So you want to start a book. What does it look like to even start a book? Should you self-publish? Should you publish with a publisher? My encouragement to everyone would be to just self-publish, but that's just me, right? So what are the benefits? What are the pros and cons of publishing with a publisher and publishing by yourself, doing self-publishing like through Amazon or something like that? You want to start a business? What kind of platform are you going to use? Should you use this platform or should you use that platform? What are the pros and cons? Should you have a subscription base? If I do, what are the pros and cons with it? Right? You have to literally put it in paper, look at the idea that you have, write down what you actually want that to be, and then what that service would look like once it's actually doing stuff, once it's actually producing that service. So then you want to go out and look for people that have already done it, and then look what they did. Once you look at what they did, then translate that into your idea and see what are some of the things that you can start doing. In the next few videos, we're going to talk about funding and how to get your idea to get funded. And you don't need a lot of money to start an idea. For some companies, you might, but I have found that a lot of times, all you have to do is start by acknowledging that you already have everything that you need to get your idea going. And that's one of the things that we teach our clients is that you don't need anything else out there to get to where you're going. In order for you to go from point A to point B, all you need to do is use what you already have more diligently. You may need more stuff in order to get from point A to point Z, but you don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about point A to point B. And from point A to point B, more often than not, you already have everything you need in order to get from point A to point B. So if you have an idea, you need to start researching now, like today. You need to make a schedule as if you were in school. On Monday mornings, from this time to this time, I'm going to research what it will look like for me to open up a business. Okay, a lot of people say that if you spend 10,000 hours on a specific subject, you're an expert. That's true. I have spent over 15,000 hours on the subject that I personally specialize in. So, but even if you spend 5 hours and 10 hours in the first month, you would have enough knowledge, enough wisdom to be able to do the next thing. So if you're not scheduling it, and if you're not putting in your calendar the things that you need to do in order for you to get your idea into its physical form, it's not going to happen. From what time to what time are you going to do it on Tuesdays? From what time to what time are you going to do it on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays? You need to be more diligent with your idea than you are even at your job. I'm not saying don't be diligent at your job. You should absolutely be diligent with your job. But I'm saying treat your idea like it's already a job. Because here's the thing. Your idea is going to be a job for a time. A lot of people want to become an entrepreneur so they could sip on margaritas eventually for majority of the year, and they don't have to be involved in their business. That's not fun. That's not what being an entrepreneur is. You just want to go on vacation. That's all you want. You just want to win the lottery and go on vacation. That means entrepreneurship is not for you. If you have an idea, you want to make the world a better place, you want to bring value to people, you're going to have to be involved in your business. There's times where I have made nothing in my business, but because I had to be involved in it full time until I got it to the point where I was able to hire more people and make more money. So there's going to come a time where you're just going to be an employee for you, and nobody's going to tell you what to do, and that sounds good. But here's the thing. If you don't treat it like it's an actual job, because it is, it's not going to produce the things that you want it to produce. So you have to research. Research. It's not sexy. It's not super extravagant. But guess what? This is what the actual entrepreneurs out there do to make their businesses work. We can have a bunch of like mental masturbation of meditation and all these different things that you have to do. But if you're meditating all day long and you're not executing your idea, you're not going to make anything happen. Now, I am a proponent for meditation. You should meditate, but that's just a part of the equation. You have to execute. For the longest time, I was trying to figure out the perfect habits, the perfect daily habits, the perfect morning routine, the perfect evening routine. And most of my time was spent doing the habit rather than executing my idea. That's why I wasn't making it happen. That's why I've been able to do more in 6 months when I actually started executing than I did in years when I was trying to figure out the right habits. You just have to execute. And that's one of the things that you have to do. So figure out in your calendar when and for how long you're going to research. I encourage you to have uninterrupted 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour research every single day. I'm not talking about every now and then, every single day. If you're committed to the idea that you have to do it every single day. Monday through Saturday if you have to. Monday through Sunday if you have to. But for sure, Monday through Friday. What is it that you want to do? What are other people in that type of business already did? What did they do when they were starting out? And what are some of the things that they started doing when they didn't have anything? That way you can start doing the very thing that they did. So getting rid of scarcity mentality, poverty mentality, and beginning to have a prosperity and abundance consciousness. The second thing is you have to research. You have to research what it's going to take to even bring your idea from point A to point B. Okay? I'll see you in the next video.